Before there was Harold Brown Hatch, before the rise of Ruble, the fame of Gavilan, or the countless other modern variations of the Hatch name, there was one man, one breeder, one bloodline, Sanford Hatch, the original, the foundation. But as decades passed, stories became distorted, legends mixed with lies, and today, many who talk about Hatch don't even know where it all began. This episode is about truth. This is the real story of the Sanford Hatch bloodline, what it was, what it wasn't, and why it matters more than ever today. Sanford Hatch was a serious and respected gamefowl breeder based in Long Island, New York, starting in the early 1900s. He wasn't just a name, he was an innovator, a man obsessed with bottom, cutting ability, and consistency. Reputation of the Sanford Hatch line, known for bottom, stamina, and endurance. These birds could fight until the last drop of energy, respected for power and gameness, not flashy, but extremely reliable, favored for long knife and drag fighting, especially in the days of long heels and endurance testing. Myths versus facts, the truth about Sanford Hatch. Myth number 1. Sanford Hatch birds weren't even real. They were just a random mix of other bloodlines. Let's clear that up once and for all. Yes, Sanford Hatch used different families, but no, that doesn't make them just a cross. It makes them a crafted breed, built with purpose, refined through testing, and stabilized through discipline. Fact: Sanford Hatch wasn't throwing bloodlines together in a backyard. He was a master breeder, methodically selecting for key traits over decades. His goal? To develop a line that didn't quit. Birds that could take punishment, give it back, and still be standing at the end. The key foundation bloodlines Sanford used. Madigin Claret, famous for cutting precision and aggressiveness, added the ability to cut fast and deep in long knife fights. Kearney Whitehackle brought relentless forward style and strong body structure, gave the Hatch line its durable frame and fierce presence. Irish Brown Reds added mental toughness and deep game, known for heart and drag stamina. Gamefowl provided balance, control, and intelligent fighting ability, helped create the chess player in the pit mindset. These weren't random crosses, they were components, and Sanford Hatch spent years testing, culling, and refining them until what emerged was something new, a bird with a distinct look, feel, and performance style, a line that stood on its own. Key line: the Sanford Hatch was a breed in progress that became a breed of its own. So the next time someone says they're just a mix, remind them everything great starts as a mix. What matters is how it was refined, and Sanford Hatch refined his line into something the gamefowl world would never forget. Myth number 2. If it's called Hatch today, it's still pure Sanford Hatch. Sounds right, but it's completely wrong. The truth is, while many modern Hatch lines trace back to Sanford Hatch, what they've become today is far from the original form. Fact: let's set the record straight. The Hatch name you see today on birds like Harold Brown Hatch, Billy Ruble Hatch, Gavilan Hatch, and others all originated from Sanford's blood, but they've been crossed, modified, and reshaped to fit the breeder's own goals. Each of these lines kept something from the original Sanford Hatch, but also added something new. For example, Harold Brown added Claret and McLean blood for intelligence and finishing power. Ruble Hatch became faster and flashier, often crossed with Roundhead or Kelso. Gavilan Hatch favored fast, aggressive pit style, ideal for short knife. So when someone says, "This is a pure Sanford Hatch," it's either a rare gem or a misunderstood label. Important point: pure Sanford Hatch birds are extremely rare today because even Sanford himself wasn't breeding for purity. He was breeding for results. The original Sanford Hatch were known for consistency in long drag fights, deep game and bottom, strong cutting, not flashy starting. They weren't made to impress in the first 10 seconds. They were bred to win in the last 10 seconds. Tagline: Flash doesn't finish fights. Bottom does. So yes, Hatch blood still lives on, but don't confuse the name with the nature, because what you call Hatch today may only carry a whisper of the true Sanford legacy. Myth number 3. Sanford Hatch birds were tough, sure, but too slow. They wouldn't stand a chance in today's fast-paced fights. This is a common misconception, and it completely misses the point of what the Sanford Hatch line was really about. Fact: Sanford Hatch birds weren't bred to be flashy out of the corner. They weren't made for fast kills or for showboating in short knife fights. They were bred for war. Hard, punishing, drag-it-out fights, the kind where speed fades and only bottom and heart remain. What made Sanford Hatch special? Leg strength. They didn't just strike. They dug in with punishing hits that wore opponents down. Body control. Tight balance, never awkward. They fought from position and conserved energy. Deep game. They had no quit. You'd have to kill them to stop them. In the days of long heel and no time limit fights, these were the birds handlers trusted the most. They weren't the first to strike, but they were often the last bird standing. Historical insight. Back when matches could last 10, 15, even 20 minutes, Sanford Hatch birds earned their reputation as true finishers. No fancy footwork, no wasted motion, just relentless forward pressure and cutting with purpose. Today the game has changed. Speed is king, but the need for power and bottom hasn't gone away. That's why serious breeders still cross Sanford-based Hatch with Sweater for explosive corner speed, Kelso for rhythm and timing, Roundhead for break and finesse. Modern breeding wisdom. In today's fast fights, speed may win the start, but Sanford Hatch blood helps win the finish. It adds the gas tank, the leg strength, and the heart that keeps a rooster going long after the flashy birds burn out. Tagline: in the pit, when the show ends, Hatch takes over. So no, Sanford Hatch wasn't slow and outdated. They were designed for survival in the harshest fights, and even today, their blood is the secret sauce behind many modern Derby winners. You just don't always see their name on the flyer. Myth number 4. If it's not yellow-legged, it's not Hatch. You've probably heard that at the farm or online, but leg color alone isn't proof of bloodline, and it never was. Fact: it's true, many Sanford Hatch birds carried yellow or green legs. That became a recognizable trait over the years, but here's what most people don't realize. After decades of breeding, crossing, and line breeding, especially by other breeders like Harold Brown, Ruble, and Gavilan, leg color started to vary. Why leg color can't be trusted alone. Crossbreeding with lines like Claret, Kelso, or Roundhead introduced other pigment genes. Line breeding for performance sometimes reinforced unexpected traits like white or willow legs. Even among pure Hatch families, mutation and variation in leg color naturally occurred. Some pure Sanford Hatch, especially older or isolated families, have shown dirty yellow, muddy green, or even white legs, and yet they still performed like champions. Because Sanford Hatch was never about cosmetics, it was always about character and consistency. Reminder: in Gamefowl, looks can lie, performance never does. Sanford Hatch didn't breed for leg color, he bred for power, for bottom, for birds that could finish what they started. So if your bird doesn't have yellow legs, don't panic. Ask a better question: can it cut? Can it last? Can it win? Because those are the traits that made Hatch birds legendary, not just the color on their feet. Sanford Hatch isn't just a name on paper. It's the foundation of modern gamefowl breeding, the blueprint for what a real fighting line should be: performance, durability, true game. Even today, some of the best crosses in the world, Sweater Hatch, Kelso Hatch, Roundhead Hatch, carry the Sanford blood for one reason: dependability. When the feathers are flying and the match drags deep into the fourth buckle, you want something that won't fold. You want Hatch. Final message. This isn't about hype, it's about history. And if you're serious about the future of your yard, then you owe it to yourself to learn the past. Because Sanford Hatch didn't just breed gamefowl, he bred standards. Tagline: breed with purpose, study the roots, know the blood. Have you ever bred or fought a hatch bird with true Sanford roots? Drop your story in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you believe in keeping the real history alive, like this video, subscribe for more bloodline truths, share this with fellow breeders. Let's keep the legacy real, honest, and alive.